Alright, this is 29. Number 29 is basically sexual talk. So, I mean, people like to have, phone sex, cam sex, whatever kind of sexual sex, even if you're with a boyfriend and people online and talking about all this other good shit and it turns you on and both sitting there naked and everything and you just having um, sexual talk to arouse each other, to make each other feel good, and you know both guys sitting there and stroking that dick and shit and making each other feel good. So this right here is just basically sexual talk. It's like kissing, laying on a couch or laying on a bed and kissing and mouth open and tongue and just kissing and rubbing each other and feeling each other out and just stroking each other and just sitting there naked and you just rubbing the chest and each other sucking on each other's nipples and licking each other and decide one of you want to go down and you want to kiss and you start licking the dick and start stroking the dick and start licking the tip of the cock and start playing with the balls while the other hands are rubbing on the chest and just making your person feel good and you start licking the inner thighs if that person likes that shit and then you turn around and you decide to take your tongue and you go all the way down to their balls, all the way down to the crack of their ass and stuff and then you turn around and they turn around and you start being romantic to them and shit and start giving them all that feel good loving and you work your way out from the neck. You take your tongue and you go stroke it all the way down to the crack of their ass, and then you start sticking your face in that ass, and you start sticking your tongue in that ass, and just sticking that in that hole, getting it all wet and moist and shit. And you just start spreading that ass open, and just digging it all in there and shit, and just making it feel all good. And they're moaning and they're groaning, and their body's all scrunching up and stuff, and just talking all sexual and stuff, and you turn around and you just keep going and just keep going in that ass and just getting that ass all nice and moist and wet, and then you turn around and you start taking their cock and you start sucking it backwards and you start taking your thumbs and your fingers and you start playing with that hole while it's so moist and wet, and sometimes you start sticking your finger in that hole and you start going gently or whatever in and out, and you start making that person feel really good, and they get up and they start doing the same thing to you, and you start feeling good. Your eyes start rolling back of your head, and your toes start crunching them because it feels so damn good. It's like you don't want to stop, but you want to make this long foreplay and just keep going and on. Or some guys don't like to call it foreplay. Sometimes they just like to have the enjoyment of another guy touch them because it makes them feel good, not knowing or deciding if they want a boyfriend or not. But when you're with somebody and you love them and you care about them, you want to have that long foreplay, making them feel good. You make them feel wanted. Let them know that, baby, I love you. I care about you. I want you. I need you. I want every part of your body with me. And especially when you start sharing that love making, two people sharing the love making, why he takes turns loving you and you takes turns loving him and y'all go back and forth without coming. Just that good feeling and having that dick just sit in your ass and just have it sit there and you just love it every minute of it. And it's like, baby, oh, don't stop. Keep going. Just don't come. He asks you, you want me to come? Oh no, baby. I don't want you to stop. I want you to keep going. That good shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you turn around and you get off and you start doing 69. While he's sucking your cock, and you turn around and you either sucking his cock or sucking on his balls or eating his ass out some more, and it's just both of y'all just feeling good, just doing it to each other, and it just feels so good. And then sometimes you can take it from the bed and you hit the shower, letting that water run, while one of y'all facing the head shower, while your back is facing the head shower and facing your partner, and the water's dripping down your chest and the water running down your nipples, and your nipples is getting all hard and shit, and your partner sister starts sucking on them and start rubbing your body while the water's running and start sucking your cock and stuff, and just take turns in there, just making love inside the shower, and it's just the same as You know, your partner goes to work and he wants a romantic day, and you think of something romantic to do for him, and you decide to make a nice bubble of water for him. And when he gets in from work, you know, if he wants to have a glass of wine or a glass of beer or something, and bring it in there while he's in there naked, making him feel good after taking all his clothes off when he got off of work. And he's thinking like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "Baby, I want you to come here and follow me. I want to make you feel good because I love you. I want to be romantic to you right now." And you take him in the tub, and after you get all his clothes off and stuff, you put him in there and get him all relaxed for a little bit while you run to the, get to the kitchen, open the refrigerator door, and you grab that nice little cold beer for him, or grab that, 2 glasses of nice little wine, one for him, one for me. Even if the tub was humongous for both of y'all to fit in there, it's much better. But if it's not, you have him sitting in there and you start rubbing him, you start massaging him, making him feel good. Like you're sitting there talking and drinking all that wine and stuff and getting all feel good mood and stuff, and you're just making him feel good, taking that soap and rubbing all of his body and stuff, taking that rag and just squeezing all that water over him, letting that water just run down his body while he's in that tub, and without him knowing about it, you take your fingers and you start cleaning them all the way down to his ass and clean his ass out for him and making him feel loved and relaxed. And without him knowing about it, while he's sitting relaxed, you just take his cock, because now his cock is all hard after you made him feel so good, and you start sucking on his cock while he's in the water. And sometimes you don't want to stop, you just want him to come in your mouth. It makes him feel good. If you're a person who likes to swallow, or you like to spit it out, it don't matter. Whatever makes you feel good, comfortable, or in love with your partner, you do what's necessary. And then sometimes sometimes if he's a real person who's romantic too, he'll say, "You know what? Since you did that for me, I'll do that for you too. So why don't you go in there and get in that water too?" And he's like, "Give me a minute." So he does what he does, and then he goes in there. He's still naked, whatever. And he goes in there and he gets all that water ready for you too, and you jump in there and you get relaxed for a little bit, and he goes and does the same thing to you. It makes you feel good too, makes you feel wanted, it makes you feel appreciated and grateful for what you did for him, because he loves you and he wants to show it to you. So you basically are relaxed, and he's doing the same thing to you, rubbing your body and soap and cleaning you up and stuff, and start sucking on you until you come. So that's like, so then you get out of the tub and you go back to the bedroom and you start rubbing them down, massaging them even more. It's like all that loving foreplay just don't stop. It just keeps on going. So, and the same thing, back to the whole, that's like the romantic talk thing going on. But anyway, go back to the whole sexual talk thing. It's basically, on the phone, and two people are just interacting with each other, getting connected, in so many different ways. And it makes you feel so close, makes you feel wanted, at the same time, because you want to feel good. You want to get that nut, because like, hey, we're men, we got to feel good. But it's a small, thin line where sometimes that's just not enough. You got to have a real physical contact. That's what makes it worth everything, to make each other feel good. It's like you're rubbing your partner, or your partner's rubbing you, instead of you giving all and you ain't getting shit back. That's unfair. So I think sexual talk, or whatever romantic pleasure is out there, I think it works best way when both is giving and receiving. Because it's unfair if one just keeps giving, and especially me, I love to be fucking touched. I love to be sucked. I love to have my ass eaten out. I love all that good shit just as well as I give it. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing is, I like to be gently romantic, because that's the type of person I am. I don't like the rough shit. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there who are into that rough shit. Hey, that's your thing. My thing is, I've been there with the rough thing. Ain't my thing. That's not who I am. But I want to show my partner a very softer, gentle, loving, romantic side, where you need the same thing out of being that way as well as you want to be in the rough side. So I think sexual talk, or whatever type of pleasure you feel that's necessary to do what you need to do to feel good, hey, we're all men like everybody else out there. It's not on one particular type, what I'm saying, of sexual preference. It's just basically stating like, hey, you love what you love, you like what you love, do what you do. But it's the same fact, though. It's that one time in our life, guys, that we just have to be that romantic guy, because it's better to enjoy something for a long time than have something end so quickly that you couldn't really enjoy it, even if you did or you didn't. But this is number 29, sexual talk. So just remember, take time with your partner, show a more gentle, loving side. And remember, the one you just give that gentle loving side to might be the one that will stay with you forever. Yo, you know who I am. This is number 29, Sexual Talk. I'm out of here.